I mean, yeah. Well, the way I see it is from the outside looking in when it comes to the UK, and when it comes to people speculating about race and stuff like that. It's just an unpopular topic, and when I hear you know people talk about other fighters on how they're gentlemen, good character and stuff like that, that ties into it as well, is because it seems like a lot of people are too worried about the bells and the whistles and all the people too worried about what people say rather than their fucking actions. That's what it boils down to. Like people rather not they want to say this, they want to say that, they want to say this, they want to say that because they think that what they're the shit that comes out of their mouth is attestation for them to being to having a good character. When that's not the case. It's the actions of somebody. And then when you look at the US and then you look at the UK, it seemed like there is some type of I'm from the outside looking in. It seems like there's more wiggle room for using your mouth in the UK versus when using your mouth in the US because we based off of your actions as well as that, but really your action is going to speak louder than the words that you speak. And when you look at Anthony Joshua, when you look at Tyson Fury in the boxing world, that's what everything has been based off of. Not their actions, but their fucking mouth, what they speak. You see what I'm saying? They got a TV show that was airing in 2019, 2018 called Peaky Blinders, right?
Peaky Blinders, yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever watched that TV show, but
yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
I've seen it.
The same way that they was doing shit over there in the UK is the same way people do shit all around the fucking world. People weren't, because they didn't have Instagram and all that shit. They were looking at the newspaper. They would get the newspaper to say, motherfucker, you write another bad article again, we're gonna beat your ass. See what I'm saying? And so most people over there was in tune to what they were saying, not the fucking actions of the person. Because the simple fact is that that's how people perceive people to be good or not. And then when you look at Tyson Fury with the Churchill shit, with the women in the bedroom, in the kitchen, with the gay shit, with the cocaine, the nandrolone, with the excuse for the wild boar meat, and et cetera, you start to know that this guy is not a good judge of character. But since Tyson Fury has whooped Deontay Wilder's ass, all of a sudden the shift has moved from Anthony Joshua to Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
But Anthony Joshua has exhibited exemplary character as far as when it comes to Tyson Fury. We don't hear about Anthony Joshua. I said proof, facts. Anthony Joshua was on steroids. Anthony Joshua was on cocaine. Anthony Joshua was smoking no weed. Anthony Joshua is trying to find toothless $5 goddamn horse to suck his dick. We don't hear about that shit. We don't hear about that shit.
That's crazy, man.
We don't hear about that shit. We don't hear about that shit. We don't hear about that shit with Deontay Wilder either. But Tyson Fury is supposed to be this exemplary character guy. All of a sudden that he got one belt. All of a sudden that he has come from all that shit he did to now all of the motherfuckers, they left Anthony Joshua alone. And then guess what? Nobody said nothing about Tyson Fury talking about gypsies with their racism, knowing now well what city he grew up in, that was born in, what city he grew up in, went to high school in, all that shit. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about a lame ass excuse for wild boar meat when it comes to nandrolone for him and his cousin. Nobody talking about that. And the thing about it is, nobody's even checking his character, his track record of truthfulness, his track record of being an exemplary human being. And then check this out with Tyson Fury. If you a Tyson Fury fan or not, Tyson Fury is not bigger than no goddamn belt.
None of the boxers are.
Maybe if he's over there in the US, in the UK, but he doesn't have a UCAT, Triple BOC. He's not signing with none of them. He got to fight over here. So if Tyson Fury fights Anthony Joshua in America, how do you think the pay-per-views buying is going to be? Then check this out. What if Tyson Fury beats Anthony Joshua twice, once in America, then Tyson Fury keeps to sit up over here and fights in America, and then he goes over there and fight King Kong Ortiz or Dillian White or Tom Schwartz again or somebody else other than Deontay Wilder? Who's going to watch that fucking fight? Pay-per-view wise. Who's going to watch that fight? TV wise. Yeah, it's easy to inflate in America or anywhere with ticket sales. The gate. That's not going to bring, that's not nobody's bread and butter in boxing. The bread and butter in boxing is not who shows up and watch the fight live live in the color. The bread and butter in boxing is the pay-per-view fucking sales. And I don't know why Edward Hearn, Bob Arum, and all these other sicky, dicky, licky motherfuckers out here talking about gate sales. It's not the gate sales is what makes you a multi-millionaire in the United States or even in the UK. It's the pay-per-view, not the gate.
Yeah, but I agree, Matt. But thing is, excuse me. Thing is, what my problem is with I don't know, mate. I don't know. To be honest, mate, I'm fucking banging my head off the wall. Yeah, okay, KQ. Yeah, salute to you, brother. Salute to you. I've just sent the link, bro. My thing is, how I'm going to read the comments in a second. How can you be making a fight? I mean, you can make the fight, you can make the deals, but to me personally, I see a banana skin in there. I think someone's got to slip up, whether it's AJ, whether it's Tyson Fury. There's definitely a banana skin before them two meet. I think it's the most stupidest thing. He might not. Yeah, let me just whack the odd fella on. Salute, odd fella. You all right, bro?
Yeah, y'all know what it is. It's your favorite, your most hated odd fella. Salute to the whole panel. Steve Punch Out TV. Salute to the rest of the man on the panel. I'm not sure all y'all names or whatever, but most definitely salute.
Yeah. So just quickly before I ask Godfell, salute well, Magic Man. There's I'm going to read this guy, Master Hand, in a minute. He's dropping some.
Let me say this one thing. It'd be a damn shame if Fury Joshua happened in Saudi Arabia, they first fight. It'd be a damn shame.
Yeah, I think that. So too, it needs to be in the US or the UK. That's where that fight needs to happen, not fucking Saudi Arabia.
Y'all need to be worried about yourselves.
But hold on. Why is that? Why does it matter where it's at? You know what I mean? Because I think we fall into like the trap of like having it, you know what I mean, kind of like close to where we are. You know what I mean? I remember heavyweight boxing back in the day, and it is liable to be anywhere. You know what I mean? You think of fights like even take it back to Lennox Lewis when he fought Hasim Rahman and got knocked out in South Africa. Like, what's wrong with taking it to other places if the money's available?
That's easier said than done. You know, first of all, they're gonna make their money regardless. They're gonna make their money regardless. Whether or not it's in the US, UK, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, they're gonna make millions of dollars regardless. But then you have to also put in the amount of the thing of greed. How much money do you actually motherfucking really need? You didn't make it to being, you didn't make it to be the Tyson Fury that everybody knows without the UK public. You didn't make it to be Anthony Joshua that everybody knows without the UK public. Anthony Joshua has said it. Many other boxers have said it. Many other promoters have said it. Many other boxing fans on YouTube, the ones that make videos and the ones that don't make videos. I think the UK people deserve to have one fucking undisputed fight in the UK, heavyweight.
Considering
All
we've
right,
never
very
had-
good, very good. But
Well,
you don't know Tyson Fury relinquished his British boxing license. The fight ain't happening in the
Yeah,
Hold
UK.
on, my brother.
he's
Hold on, my
already
brother.
said
Hold on, my
that,
brother.
yeah.
Hold on, my brother. We already went through that. I'm sorry. You I don't know if you don't know who I am, so I know that. But we already covered that on many of
Well,
live.
introduce yourself to me, brother.
My name is Michael Johnson Boxing Talking More. I really don't introduce myself because I really don't care to do so with anybody. There's no
All right, well, salute, Mr. Michael Jackson Box. Now I know how I can address you. You know, dig? Because I just don't want to, just call you brother or or whatever. Not trying to be rude or nothing. But go ahead.
I would know who you're talking to. I would exactly know who you're talking to. But what I'm saying is that when you look at it on the aspect of it is like my good brother Laws D always says, where boxing originated from and stuff like that, and where it's perfected and stuff like that. And then when you look at it, the overall picture when it comes to all these cats and these new cats getting into the boxing game, trying to host out events and stuff like that to try to boost their fucking economy and stuff like that. Yeah, the UK does deserve it to have it in there. Can Tyson Fury get a boxing license in the UK? I'm pretty sure he fucking can. He did. Has he asked for one? No, he hasn't asked for a new one. But I'm pretty sure he fucking can. Especially, since he's with a guy that has mob ties that possibly can pull some extra strings for him too. So if you don't know, if you don't ask. But I don't even know if they even entertaining the fact having to fight in the UK. See what I'm saying?
Well, let me just jump in quickly because I want to read this comment what this guy's just put on the thing. I can understand. Salute Dre's fine. Salute to you, brother. I can understand people saying because go to the Middle East, they make the money and blah blah blah. Like Mike said, they're going to make the money anyway. Wherever they fight, they're going to make the money. But I agree with what Mike says because the UK, we invented boxing over 100 odd years ago. We've never ever experienced undisputed in the heavyweight division. So I'm just saying, if these two fighters were to win their next fight, then I do believe that it should be held over here. Maybe at Wembley, Cardiff, I don't know, Twickenham, somewhere. We've got plenty of big stadiums over here. What can fill 70, 80, 90, 100,000. I do deserve the UK people do deserve that if both of them fighters get it. But at the same time, I don't think we're going to get it. I think it'll be shipped abroad. That's what I think. But go on, just quickly. I just want to read this comment. What this brother's just put. But Masterhand has put, and Fury has no intention of getting a UK license. The UK turned their back on Fury in 2015 and trolled him after his first comeback fight. That's a fucking great point.
Let me say something with that. Let me say something with that. As an athlete and stuff like that, Tyson Fury is the one who fucking turned their back. Tyson Fury is the one who turned his back. He's the one that did the cocaine. He's the one that did the Nandrolone. No. He's the one who did everything that was unconducive to his fucking boxing career. He the one who did that, and he expected boxing fans to sit up over there, to get on their knees and grovel and gravitate towards his ass. That's not what's going to happen. When you fuck up, boxing fans have the right to fucking express their fucking feelings.
Yes, of course they do. But Mike, they did turn on him as well because they turned on him when he made a comment about homosexuals and they fucking went to town on him.
Everybody.
I'm just saying they did.
I was around. Everybody didn't turn their back on him. Just like
the British people, that's what he's talking about.
Just like British people didn't turn his back on him. Just like everybody didn't turn his back on him and make that Winston Churchill comment.
Yeah, well, I agree with what he said because they did turn on him, and then when he got that draw with Wilder, that's when they all fucking jumped on the bandwagon. And because I know, mate. But just let me explain. Man. I know for a fact because I've seen it over here. I've seen that people. Tyson Fury had a massive fan base over here, right? When Tyson Fury did what you just said, he did go off on cocaine, binging and drinking and all that. Of course he did, right? But when he did that, and not long before he did that, he come out with that comment about homosexuals and all that shit.
And women.
Yeah, right. The dead turn on him, right? Loads of people turned on him. As soon as AJ come on the scene, they all jumped on AJ's nuts.
What you have to understand, Laws, is that AJ was on the top. They always after the dude on top.
I know that, but that's what I'm saying. There seems to be no, I don't know, over here now, especially with this Black Lives thing going on with poor George Floyd, and all over the world, everyone's protesting and rioting and things like that. With AJ coming out and saying that now, I've seen, well, we've all seen, we were just speaking about it before we come on air. We've seen the massive deflection of boxing fans go to, I sent you a thing the other day, Mike. That guy, I've seen him in many boxing channels, bigging up AJ and all that. And then he comes out with a statement. I hope Fury knocks him out. He's a black Nazi and all things like that. I don't know. Go on, you call.
Like if you take account from what I said in the beginning, then you take it to the Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua thing, it all makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Is that a lot of these guys, they can't relate to Anthony Joshua, but they can relate to Tyson Fury more just based off the color of the fucking skin, you know. And a lot of people, they don't want to come out and say, like I said in the last live, they don't want to come out here and talk about no race. They don't want to come out here and talk about they just like a fighter because they can relate to him, and ain't nothing wrong with that. If you're a white dude, you want to rock with a white fighter just because he's white, ain't nothing wrong with that. There absolutely ain't fucking nothing wrong with that. But how many people in the UK and the US are gonna say that? More people in the US to say it more than the motherfuckers in the UK. Motherfuckers would be scared in the UK to say, I'm going for Tyson Fury because he's white. They'd be fucking definitely terrified to say that shit. And ain't nothing wrong with it. And now that you people getting this weird ass handshake agreement, thinking that it's really going to happen, but you never know. Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, or Fury and Anthony Joshua. What you have to understand is that people, they never had that faith in Anthony Joshua from the get-go anyways. They never had that fucking faith. If they had that fucking faith, they would have never switched sides. They never been that confident in Anthony Joshua's boxing abilities, especially how he looked in his last goddamn fight.
Oh, can I talk now? Because I haven't talked yet. Listen, it's got nothing to do with his boxing skill. It's got to do with his color. That's why they're going to Fury. It's as simple as that. It's not, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna make excuses and say, look, it's about his boxing skill. Obviously, the guy is white, and that's why they're supporting him. It's as simple as that, Mike. Go for it.
It very well could be, but guess what? Ain't nobody coming out here and saying it, so I can't fucking I'm not gonna sit up over here and say that's really what it is. But I'm gonna keep it to what I can see, and what I can see is, and what makes more sense to me is that people never had faith in in Anthony Joshua's boxing abilities, and that's a fact. And that's a stone cold fact.
No,
well what else is factual? I believe there was a time that UK loathed Tyson Fury as well. I think the temperature is just changed because of what the recent events are. You know what I mean? Like I think you alluded to it earlier. I think you spoke on it earlier. You know what I mean? Some of his statements and some of his past, his nefarious past things that he's done. UK was never really in love with Tyson Fury. And my other UK brother, you can speak on that a little bit better, but from the Canadian standpoint, that's how I saw it. Am I wrong?
No, I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. He had love at one stage when he was up and coming, you know, and then especially when he was getting, like when he beat Derek Chisora and stuff like that, because we didn't have anyone really. We didn't have anyone at that time. And then when he beat Klitschko, then a lot of people did love him, obviously, because he become heavyweight champion of the world. The Americans had one champion, and we had one champion. Plus, I think a lot of people were happy to see the back end of Klitschko, because, you know, for many years he was unbeaten, and he was a good fighter, but he was very boring. But I've seen the switch so many times, and like Master Hans has said, they trolled him for years and years. They did, and then like Oddfellas just said, especially over this recent event with AJ saying that, now they're all dick riding him now, and chucked AJ under the bus.
They switched. They switched before AJ said that though. They switched before AJ said. They
Not
switched
like
before.
now though, Mike.
Well, if you look at it, if far as what I see on social media, when it comes to both of them had to say what Anthony Joshua had to say, and them motherfuckers knew it had nothing to do with the color of your skin. It had to do with the bigging up the people and make sure these kids is well taken care of. But Tyson Fury, on the other hand, if you look at him with the Winston Churchill shit and you go on social media, a lot of people was pissed off at what he got to say. A lot of people was actually agreeing with him. It's the same thing. There's people that's agreeing with Anthony Joshua. There's people that's disagreeing with him, and likewise with Tyson Fury. The whole thing about it is that guess what? When these both guys get in the ring and stuff like that, then when the fight, I tell you this, 6 months before that fight's supposed to happen, then we're gonna see really what it is.
The thing is, though, yeah, I've seen the switch happening from like about 7-8 months ago, and then like since he beat Wilder, basically like the switch is gone from like about 20% to like about 70% now. So AJ like literally hasn't got that many white fans no more. Like I keep seeing a lot of channels like the way they're talking about him, like on the comment section, like they, I mean, they're going for Tyson Fury, and Tyson Fury today came out supporting like Winston Churchill, a guy from back in the day, a prime minister. So now he's gonna get even more support. So this is the thing, like Tyson Fury, he's an idiot, isn't it? Because like he's the guy that when he been asked on ITV, like, what do you think about Black Lives Matter? He started talking about himself, saying like, I'm suffering racism, I'm a gypsy, I can't go in restaurants, stuff like that. It's always about him, like, you know what I mean? Like, and they're like that, you know what I mean? And these white people, they're not questioning that. So this switch here, I have to agree with Mike, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's been happening before, like, last Saturday when obviously Anthony Joshua came out.
Yeah. I think salute Mark Wonderlit, salute to you, my good brother. I think it's this what happened over Paul George Floyd. Excuse me. I think it's had an effect. Well, obviously, it's had an effect on the whole world, and people's color and people's thoughts and stuff like that. But I've been looking at it as well. I think it's had a major impact in the sporting world, as well as other different kinds of things. You know what I mean? I just think, especially because the comments what I've been reading, because Joshua came out and said that and marched for black rights, now it seems to be turning a little bit racist things over here. I'm not saying it is, but I don't know. It's hard to explain because the comments what I've been reading, like what I was telling you before when I was reading that the thing what BT Sports had put up saying that the fight was done over Fury and AJ, and I was reading the comments and they were all, oh yeah, he only matters about blacks and stuff like this. I don't know. It's dividing because both of the fighters, one's white, one's black. They're both world champions. If they do meet, can you sort of understand what I'm trying? I can't get my words out properly.
Yeah, as what it seems like you're saying is if you do meet, there's going to be some type of divide.
Exactly, Mike. That's what I mean.
But most of the divide is going to be based off of AJ, not what Tyson Fury's past is and what his present is.
No, but do you think it also could be divided off the color of both of their skins over what over what's happened and what AJ said.
I don't think a lot of people want to come out here and say that, but you know what? That could be majority of it. That could be might as well majority of it, whether or not he's a gypsy or not. But they might as well say, well, I'd rather go for a gypsy than a black dude. I don't know, but it very well may be Laws.
Yeah. It's sort of like, because over here, I mean, especially like up in Scotland, you know, Glasgow Rangers versus Glasgow Celtic, it's a sectarian thing over Catholics and Protestants. They're both from the same city. They both got Irish backgrounds, but they're both Scottish settlers. But one's Protestant, one's Catholic, and when they meet, man, fucking hell, it goes off when them two teams meet, big time. And that's what I'm just trying to. I just don't want to see any kind of like sectarian, not sectarian, because that's religion. But do you know what I mean? Divide, like Max said before, divide because of color.
Listen, at the end of the day, they're building this fight. You know, I can see that already, like happening. Like, and I know, like, deep in my mind, I knew that they were gonna choose Tyson Fury because of his color of his skin. Because you have to remember, most boxing fans in the UK, they're football fans, and the football fans, we know what they're like. Most of them are like hooligans, and about 80% of them, like, they got racism in them. They're racist, basically. So they were always gonna choose, Fury. It was just gonna be a matter of time, And before they were making excuses about, oh yeah, Tyson Fury. I like Tyson Fury. They were saying because of his skill. So now they're gonna say because AJ is saying don't buy from white shops. So now they can justify that, and nobody will call them out for that, even though AJ never said that. AJ just said don't buy from, don't support racist places. You never mentioned no color. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I don't want to see happen because, like I say, I've told you before, mate. I was strictly brought up not to be racist, mate. No matter what color skin you are, you're all the same. That's just how I was brought up. Obviously, because my mother's white and my dad was Jamaican. But I was brought up that we're all equal. We all bleed same blood and breathe the same air. But I don't know. It's a touchy. I find it a very touchy subject to me.
It is. It certainly is. It is very touchy.
I feel.
Go on.
My bad, but I kind of feel like AJ's kind of been misunderstood, like in the sense that he didn't say don't go to white businesses, or all he said was support our black businesses, and he was talking to his black people. You know what I mean? He's part of the so-called black race, so he was specifically talking, you know what I mean, to them as support your black businesses, because there's interracial turmoils, you know what I mean, going on within our community. A lot of times we don't support our black businesses, you know what I mean? And when we do, we expect discounts, you know what I mean? So if we don't get the discounts, then we don't fuck with that black business. We go over to the Chinaman or go over to the white man or whatever. So that's what I think he was more alluding to, you know what I mean? So people from outside the community, they might not understand that, but you know what I mean? Those things might get misunderstood, but in that sense, he's right. You know what I mean? When he's speaking to his black constituents, so to speak, we gotta support our black businesses, just like we gotta support our black channels, just like we gotta support the DBC brothers and all of their channels and all of their creative content.
Well, yeah. I'm putting it like this, because you didn't quite specify for these brothers out here, is I don't think they really know, is that what he's saying is that they would black folks would rather go to a black business and ask for a discount before they go to Burger King or a white business and ask them for a discount. That's what he means. They do a quick, fast, and hurry. Been there, seen it happen plenty of times. In restaurants, because you know, my homie owns one Jamaican restaurant in Toledo. But
what you looking for?
But you know, like he was saying, is like there's nothing wrong with that, because when you have a neighborhood that's predominantly like 75, 85%, 95, 100% black, and all the money is going towards outside of the motherfucking neighborhood, and then you wonder why the neighborhood's like that, nobody's ever giving back, nobody's ever helping, and you got all these little kids around here, you know what I'm saying? They want nice shoes, they want nice backpacks, they want the finer things in life, and the only way to get it out there sometimes is to take it. So he's trying to give them ever avenues to making the community center and stuff like that, to where they could get trades, to where they could figure out how to make money without having to go to fucking jail or take something from somebody else that ain't theirs. That's what he was doing. And that's why I don't understand why people don't understand this shit. When the Middle Eastern people did it, when they went up over there, yeah, people caused that hoot and holler and stuff like that. But guess what? People still fucking go over there and get that goddamn curry. People still go over there and get that goddamn masala to this day, and don't be tripping. That's what I don't understand. Y'all want some cheese naan? Y'all know where to fucking get it at in UK.
Let me ask Stormy, because he hasn't said anything yet. I want to ask Stormy, because I want to try and, well, whatever, if you want to keep going, but I want to try and skip past this subject, because I don't know, I find it a bit touchy. But Stormy, what do you think of if salute Shy, salute to you, bro. What do you think if they have made this fight? Do you think it's BS, or do you think they've made it, or do you think it's just, or do you think if they have made it, do you think it's done? Because I just this brother here, Masteran, put a great comment before. Imagine if you could see, I know it's not what's on the screen, but he put, imagine if it's Pulev versus Fury or Pulev versus Wilder, something like that. I can't remember. But I said earlier at the very start, he's put the most of the net is writing Wilder totally off already, which is absurd in my opinion. I totally agree. I think there's a banana skin somewhere, and one of them is going to lose. If they have, this is just my personal opinion, if them two have made that fight, Wilder and not Wilder, Fury and AJ, I honestly believe, could be wrong, but just my quick opinion, and I'll hand it over to Stormy. I believe there's a banana skin, and one of them fighters is going to slip up. Who, I don't know. That's what I think. Over to you, Stormy.
Well, first of all, you have to understand, and thank you for inviting me on your panel and on your show. Salute to the brothers. Salute to all the brothers on the panel and everybody out there listening in the chat. You have to understand that there was a plan afoot here that to somehow wrestle the title away from Deontay Wilder, and it was a combined effort from a number of sources, because for whatever reason they really didn't want the man holding the title that he had. And for the talk that was going on about AJ just a moment ago, let's just take it back to 1 year ago when he was riding around in a golf cart with some orangutans, okay? I don't care how hip he tried to sound and everything now. You can't erase that, okay? What in his mind made him do that and allow himself to be filmed doing that? I don't care if he got up there and spoke like Malcolm X. It don't make no, never mind. You ain't never seen Malcolm X riding around in a damn golf cart with some orangutans. Okay? Yeah. Just don't forget that. Don't ever forget that. Now, to answer your other question, I think that there was always a concerted effort to wrestle the WBC title away from Deontay Wilder, and not by doing it in a fair fight. And I stress and emphasize fair fight. Okay. And so we all know what happened with that rematch. And now the whole idea of talking about making other deals and everything, when contractually Fury is obligated to give this man a rematch, it's just them pouring salt in the wound of him having suffered a defeat and being disrespectful, further disrespect to this man who has done nothing but uphold himself and the title and championship that he held and represented better than almost anybody else in the sport. And it also shows what that type of mindset that he had while he carried as champion, what the powers that be and all the other suckers out there who play the game for the powers that be, what they think of him. Okay? So this whole thing, you've heard professional fighters speak alliance with Deontay that something wasn't right about that fight and everything. And here's AJ over there trying to make a deal. But he was on the bullhorn talking pro brotherhood, right? Bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Why hasn't AJ come out and said, hey, something wasn't right about that Fury fight? You mean trying to make a fight with Fury at this time is more important than what's going on in the world? You be a hypocrite, because you out there trying now to make a deal, right? For yourself, right? Uncle Tom, AJ, I'm telling you, look at it for what it is.
Uncle Tom. No, sorry, Storm. He just cracked me up when he said that.
Look at it for what it is, okay? And you will see the truth, and it's right before your eyes. That's all I got to say about that.
Yes, sir.
I can see where you're coming from, Stormy, but at the same time, I looked, you know what I mean? I looked at AJ's IG, and he hasn't spoke one word about this so-called two-fight deal. We had Fury talk about this two-fight deal, but AJ hasn't said nothing about it. You know what I mean? So the way I'm thinking, I think there's inner turmoil within the camp between Eddie Hearn and between AJ, because is Eddie Hearn setting up deals with Tyson Fury and Top Rank and the other camp without AJ knowing what's really going on? Because it's kind of funny that a deal of this magnitude that's went around the world, all boxing streams, all major sports publications have reported on this, but AJ hasn't said jack shit about it. That's kind of funny to me. But I'll let y'all respond to that.
Well, the AJ and Edwin Hearn. What was Edwin Hearn and Tyson Fury both said there was a little handshake agreement. But AJ and Tyson Fury both said, we like to plan out their careers and stuff like that. And one fight at a time. You hear that when AJ's about to fight this guy, Deontay we're about to fight that guy. AJ's like, well, I'm not worried about that right now. I like to look at the fights in front of me, so on and so forth. They've been trying to make this weird ass AJ Tyson Fury fight before the coronavirus. They've been trying to make it as soon as Deontay Wilder lost. So it doesn't surprise me that they still trying to pursue it, because they banking on that Deontay Wilder is going to lose again. But if he doesn't, that's the reason why they really can't. It's not really a smart move to make an agreement for any type of percentage or anything when a fight at this magnitude, when you don't know who's going to bring in the money, Saudi Arabia, Japan, or whoever, China. You don't know who's going to bring in the money. You don't know how much money is going to be. So it wouldn't be a smart business move to even sign the contract anyways. whether or not it's already a guaranteed split or not, anyways. Especially when we don't know where the money's coming from and how much money is coming in. So, I always knew it was a bunch of bullshit. With what our fella said about the Toro woman account, AJ said he's just a boxer and Edward Hearn does the business side. But if you're a boxer and you have your own boxing promotion side of the house and stuff like that, that's not the fucking truth. Whether or not AJ signed an extension with Matchroom Boxing, I don't know what the agreement was between them two. Whether or not he gets paid per fight, percentage per fight. If the fight does this is what you get, or whatever the case may be. But if you do a multi-million-dollar deal for $200 million, right? That's how much you're gonna pay a guy, right? How much you're gonna give him extra per fight if it has to exceed the threshold. So there's all types of weird things about it. And as far as when it comes to the AJ and Anthony Joshua, or AJ and fucking Edward Hearn and Edward and all the rest of the fighters, people got to be real fucking careful, because obviously, this is business. And y'all, and when you're dealing with somebody like Matchroom Boxing, if you look at the other fighters that Matchroom Boxing has, they might not have the same love for Anthony, for that they have for Anthony Joshua, for other fighters. Not only that, they might not have love for you anyways. They're probably just a constituent. They ain't your friend. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we've seen other things with Anthony Joshua and Edward Hearn that didn't look so good. When it comes to the Deontay Wilder DAZN deal, when it comes to the Deontay Wilder, couple of them Anthony Joshua deals, we don't know what Anthony Joshua was being told. We know what Edward Hearn said on IFL TV or MTK Global and stuff like that. But we don't know, like Alfetta said, we don't know what he was going to go tell Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua probably got it all wrong with Deontay Wilder. Yeah, they probably could have had a good fight. But why is Anthony Joshua out here saying 2-3 years ago that it's not going to be a 50-50 fight or a 60-40 fight? That doesn't make sense to you, right? But the first thing smoking, he asked for a 50-50 fight with who? A guy that hasn't sold nothing really by him, that hasn't sold anything by himself in the U.S. or anywhere else outside of the U.K. So now he's supposed to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And somebody's in some country, and then some other entity is supposed to front the money for the fight, right? And make it this big grander thing, right? But guess what? At the end of the day, it's not. They've been telling everybody it's always a risk to reward thing. Because if it wasn't for that, Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua fight would have been happening.
Yeah. I think the thing is, I just want to say one thing. I don't think
go on, Pat.
Stormy Beeman, he said that Anthony Joshua, he's an Uncle Tom, but I don't think he's an Uncle Tom. Otherwise, we can say they all are Uncle Tom. You know what I mean? All the fighters, because most of them got white promoters and stuff like that. So I just want to say, I don't think it's up to Anthony Joshua at the same time, because look, he's signed with Sky, so they won that fight badly. So whether he fights Wilder or Tyson Fury now, it's going to have to be 50-50. Before, they offered Fury for a fight, and I believe it was 40-60%, and Fury said no. So Wilder wanted 50-50, Fury wanted 50-50. So now that whoever wins that fight, between Wilder and Fury, they'll get 50-50 in my opinion. And that's what's going to happen, because Sky, the broadcaster, they're fed up now. They're absolutely pissed off. They want to see, the top fights. They missed out on 2 top fights, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so now they're up the ropes now. So they have to make that fight, yeah. So, yeah, that's what I got to say anyway.
There was something I was going to say after the tail end of that, but I'm gonna put it to you like this.
I've got one for you, but go on, Mike.
I made 2 videos a long time ago, years ago, stating that the WBC never wanted Wilder to be the face. And then what do you see? Over and over again. And then you see Marsilio Suleiman doing videos with Tyson Fury, picking him up every chance he get. Soon as Deontay Wilder got the belt, They figured that he'd lose against Povetkin. What did Povetkin do? Pop twice.
30, yeah. Good point, Mike. Yeah.
Twice. They tried to make that fight damn near immediately, and he popped twice. And then guess what else happened after that? A whole bunch of other bullshit. So they had no choice but to put a little bit of faith behind him. But guess what? They never wanted to be that, because I keep trying to tell people, as soon as you talk, if you a boxer or you in the media, as soon as you start talking about the betterment of the people, you start to fucking get put behind the back burner. You start to get vilified. For some odd reason, like you said, Pepe, this dude has a big ass tattoo on his arm of Africa. Of all places, Africa, right?
Yeah, he's from Nigeria.
Let me tell you something. This is why sometimes people can call people some Uncle Toms, because every time somebody see you, they know what you represent. You know you always representing Nigeria. We always know you representing Yorubas. We know you always representing blackness as a whole when it comes to the sport of boxing. But guess what? We know you is, but guess what? You don't vocalize it. And then when you finally fucking vocalize it, when the shit done hit the fan, where you have no choice but to say something. You have no fucking choice but to say something.
Wait. Yes, vocalize. He goes to Nigeria all the time, man.
You have no choice. You know why you have no choice? Because there's too much shit going on in the world for you not to say nothing. And people is fucking grabbing on your fucking coattails, grabbing you, trying to hold you down for you to open your goddamn mouth. They wanted him to go out there. They wanted him. He didn't do that because he was just a nice guy. People wanted him to go out there and speak. And guess what he did?
No. I disagree.
Oh, you really disagree? So how come he didn't do it beforehand?
He goes to Nigeria like this guy. Listen, the guy, he goes to Nigeria. He said in the past, black people are more superior than the white people.
I don't know that. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I didn't mention that because I wanted to hit these talking points. That's the reason why I didn't bring it up, because whether or not he said it or he didn't say it to me is irrelevant. I'm hitting on the things that we can see and we know that's this smack in our face. I don't even want to hit on that. That's where I'm keeping it at. Because when he said that shit, he put, whether or not he said it or not, the tails between the legs, he retracted it, whatever the case may be, blah, blah, woo, woo, woo.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, he did. He has done it.
I'm sticking it to where we know this is what's going on. We know for a fact this is what this dude is doing, but why he take this long? We know he went to we know when he went to Nigeria. We know what tribe he's with. We know what he was repping. We know what he been repping. You go on Nairaland right now. I don't know if you ever heard of Nairaland. You go on Nairaland right now, because I have. I've been in their forums. You go on Nairaland right now. People big him up all the time. And then it's not even a boxing forum. Everybody over there know he's a Ryoba. He know he's a Ryoba. Everybody knows it. And that's what he reps. He don't represent Ibu. He don't represent all them other tribes. People know that shit. But guess what? At the end of the day, now is the time for everybody to whether or not it's just because it's with the times or whatever case may be. But he says something now, but why it take him that long?
Because before we didn't have nothing going on. No one was talking. So obviously the last few weeks there's been tension going on. So obviously he had to come out. I don't think people put up to him. Like, he done it himself. Like, when I watched the Instagram video, it was like more like nearly 2 hours. Yeah, like it was all natural. Like he didn't he didn't act weird or fake. Like, you know, the stuff that he was saying, like, he came across as genuine. And the thing is, like, he didn't have to do it. You know what I mean? None of these guys, they don't have to do it. Deontay Wilder doesn't have to say anything. He's a rich guy. Anthony Joshua, he doesn't have to say nothing. He's a rich guy. These guys are doing it because they want to do it. So at the end of the day, whether he has done it before or not, it doesn't matter. This is the time to speak. And when you needed him, he came up and he stepped up. Look, when is people going to give Anthony Joshua the credit? Like, I seen Blue Blood, he gave the credit. 78's giving the credit. It's just the fans in the LDBC that are still a little bit, you know, most of them are giving the credit, but they're not doing full on. Look, the big guys, the generals, they're giving up the credit. So when is it time? Like, come on, man. Let's fix ourselves, man.
I'm gonna credit right now. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know what I mean? Everybody doesn't wake up out to sleep at the same time. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't grow into a man. You know what I mean? At the same rate. You know what I mean? So there's a comparison. I look at there's a soccer player, Mario Balotelli. You know what I mean? He's Ghanaian.
Yeah, I know him.
But he was raised in Italy by adopted Italian parents or whatever. I think his Ghanaian parents dropped him off in Italy, something like that. You know what I mean? So he was raised in Italy, learned the soccer craft, I believe, in Italy. You know what I mean? And when, you know what I mean, very much moving the ways of the Italians. You know what I mean? At one point, he couldn't make. He was refused the Italian national soccer team. You know, Italy. You know what I mean? His team was always, you know what I mean, top 10 and whatnot, but they refused him to be on it, even though he's a world class player. You know what I mean? Ghana asked, well, you can come over and play for us for the World Cup. You know what I mean? And he refused. He was hating on Ghana. He was hating on Africa. You know what I mean? This was maybe 10 years back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now a couple weeks back, this was, I think, even before the whole George Floyd thing happened. He had made a statement saying that all African players, the European leagues, should leave this racist league, and we should start our own league up in Africa. This is the type of time he's on right now. You know what I mean? This was a guy that wanted to renounce his blood, renounce who he was as a
His
guy,
blackness.
you know what I mean, years ago. You know what I mean, for being Italian. You know what I mean? But now he's talking like, yo, brothers, let's go back to Africa and do this thing and build our own shit. You know what I mean? So I liken this to AJ. AJ's made plenty of mistakes in the past. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I have to give him credit for what he's showing. You know what I mean? In the past week, and I'll sum it up like that.
I like as well that he doubled down and said, "Fuck you if you have a problem what I did."
Listen, at the end of the day,
exactly. He said, "Go fuck yourself." That's the most strongest statements you can say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel you when you said, yeah, he was genuine with his statements. He wasn't out there just trying to clout chase for the moment, you know what I mean, or just, you know what I mean, trying to get some extra black support. He was out there trying to come with solutions. He was making demands to the counselors, I believe, and whatnot. I like that, man. I liked what I saw. And he wasn't just talking the same old rhetoric. He had different ideals he was trying to bring to the table, and let's see if he executes them. But it's a good start, and I have to tip my hat off to that type of behavior, because there's a lot of niggas out here in the sports world, in the entertainment world, that haven't said shit. You know what I mean? They're sitting back in their mansions. You know what I mean? They on IG, flaunting they new Lamborghinis. You know what I mean? Flaunting
exactly.
You know what I mean? They extravagant merchandise and shit like that. But they're not trying to lead the people. They're not trying to help the people. So salute AJ for actually being out there with the people.
Exactly.
In so-called pandemic times, in so-called COVID times, man, he was out there, no mask. You know what I mean? With the people, not social distancing. You know what I mean? Stop it. Kudos to the man.
Exactly. No mask, no gloves. Like, he could get ill. He doesn't care. He even said there's a big pandemic going on, and that's not COVID-19. He said it's racism that's the big problem. And he said that. So basically, like, everyone is thinking like Eddie Hearn is his boss and this is that. Listen, the guy's a businessman. He already said it. He said it lots of times. He's a businessman. He's out there to make money, and that's it. And now that he's got his money, now he's standing up for his people. So he's only 30 years old. Like, what do we expect from the guy? He's still young. You know what I mean? Like, people. Sometimes. Yeah, and he don't apologize for.
No. That's not what. This. What? It doesn't matter how old he is. It doesn't matter how long he's been in the game. It doesn't matter with all that shit. Look at Devin Haney. What matters is that It's what's in your fucking heart. That's what matters. What's in your fucking heart? When he first started out, he wasn't no goddamn businessman. See what I'm saying? Most of the business in the boxing game he has learned from Edward Hearn. See what I'm saying? So, you know, when you start looking at all that stuff, Anthony Joshua has been big for years to where he didn't need a Matchroom Boxing or any promoter to sell in the UK. At some point, he was good. He was good to sell out $90,000, $100,000, 100,000 seating arrangement arenas. He didn't take that. See what I'm saying? It's either it's in you or it's not in you. But at the same time, is like I told a lot of people. Sometimes,
Mike, what do you want from? Damn. I don't understand what you want from AJ because I'm confused.
I don't want nothing from him. I never said I wanted anything from him. I never said I wanted anything from him. I never did. Only thing I brought up the question was why now. That's it. Whether or not it's because of this, whether or not it's because of this, whether or not it's because of that. I also mentioned that too. It doesn't matter.
It's the right time.
But I'm gonna tell you this. If I knew I grew up in a neighborhood like that, and I knew I had millions, and I had enough money to change shit. We know Anthony Joshua opened up his own gym. We know Anthony Joshua does things with the youth and stuff like that, but he didn't. He never properly vocalized it over and over again so people could know.
He's been doing good stuff, but he hasn't vocalized it. But this is the thing: Anthony Joshua has been doing a lot of good stuff on the outside, but the thing is, he's not saying it on his social media. And I actually salute him.
He has. And I quoted on one thing that I saw because I'm not on grown ass niggas Snapchats and Instagrams. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm not. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's either you a side bitch or you my wife. That's it. Excuse me.
Yeah,
but like I said, like I never asked the dude for nothing. Only thing I was doing was bringing up points to create a conversation because it's either in you or it's not in you. And when it comes to times like this, like I told people at work, you can't dictate when people are going to do this and dictate when people do that. You see what I'm saying? You can't
look
dictate
at this now. Look at this on screen. Look on the screen right now. Like this is the problem that we got right now because people think like, you know, this is what AJ is like. He got called by the Queen, and you know what I mean, and he got given an honor from the Queen. Any boxer would do that. Wilder would do that. There's nothing wrong with that, getting an OPE or being called a sir. But people think he gets told what to do. This is the problem. We got a long way, guys, man.
This is what I mean. It's a very heated subject. This.
It's not a heated subject for me. I'm just saying, it's just look at it for where it is. There's a fine line between people just going through the motions, and there's a fine line with people doing what's in their heart. That's all I think I'm saying.
No, it's interesting. It's interesting. Keep it going. Listen, at the end of the day, it's heated, but it needs to be talked about. This is why we can't be silent on it. Just speak about it once for all.
I know, but I want to sort of skip back to boxing because we're going off the subject. I don't know. What's up, Alf? All right. See you in a minute.
Yeah, you in trouble, motherfucker.
No, well, lad. Go on, carry on. Harvey.
Yeah, Law's in trouble. But so, you know, I can give a damn what that motherfucker does. I can give a damn. But I am happy that he sit up over there and tried to help out the kids in this community. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? They all ain't black. But he at least he did something. You know what I'm saying? But I think I'm just saying it's like, you know, there's a fine line between the two things. You know, whether or not it's within you, whether or not you're going through the motions, whether or not it's within your heart. That's the thing that I want to bring up because as it seems ironic, this is the same thing that Deontay Wilder has been doing for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Before this shit, you know, and people threw him off. And I told folks, as any athlete out here that does this type of shit is gonna get written off. They're gonna be vilified. And now guess what? Look at Anthony Joshua. Look at Devin Haney. See what I'm saying? Look at Andre Ward. What did he say back in the days about racism in boxing? And then look at him now on TV. Isn't that about a 360? It's not a 180. Yeah. That was about a 360, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
But it took him like years to do that shit. And then now, guess what? He doesn't have the platform that he had back then. Because guess what? The nigga was undisputed. And then you got still people laughing at him for being undisputed and not selling. But guess what? He wasn't selling and wasn't speaking. Doesn't make any sense, do you? Does it? It's either you want to do the motions or it's not, or it's either you're going through the motions or it's in your fucking heart. There ain't no fucking in between.
Yeah, Lost, you were saying something, I think.
Yeah, I want to skip it back to boxing because we're going all over the show with this.
Oh, we was in boxing, baby, right there. We was in boxing, baby.
Yeah, I know. But, don't know. Who's that beeping?
Well, somebody almost got ran off the road.
That's me in my neighborhood. And someone's beeping. I can't even see who it is.
Yeah, dogs always put stop.
But listen, Dillian Whyte, yeah, you guys want to. Yeah. I think most people like to talk about Dillian Whyte. You know, Dillian Whyte is a victim.
I was just gonna say, go on.
What happened, Dillian Whyte?
Yeah, Dillian Whyte.
Yeah. Fuck all, neither Stormy B, man.
Okay, all I'm gonna say is that Dillian Whyte, yeah, like he is he is the guy that everyone was saying like, oh, he's been waiting 600 days and stuff like that. Like all the UK fans, they were saying like, oh, he needs to get a shot. Now that Fury got the title, like they're saying like he's a cheat, where's the B symbol? This is that. Even though most of the Wilder fans been saying that for a while now, but now the Tyson Fury fans are saying the same thing because they don't want Dillian Whyte to get the shot. So
well, Dillian Whyte deserves it. He was bootlicking for too long, bitch.
So yeah, cook on that one. Cook on that, guys.
I don't even know.
Yeah, Whyte deserves it. I don't feel sorry for him.
What'd you say, Alex?
I said Whyte deserves it. I don't feel sorry for him.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta understand, like, everybody with a liquor sense of mind's been saying that shit. Like, he did it to himself. He got, he did it to himself, and I don't know how he feels right now. I don't know if he feels like if I leave Edwin Hearn, I'm gonna miss out on this. If I leave Edwin Hearn, I'm be better off. I don't know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I've been saying is that he needs to be his own man.
Right.
Straight up.
He screwed himself.
At this point in his career, let me tell you this thing.
I'm tight, man.
Go ahead, Long.
So tight, man. Who is this guy?
Who?
In my chat.
El Hawari.
Because he's not coming up on my chat on my phone.
Oh, Muhammad El Hawari?
No, what I'm saying is he's not popping up on my chat on my phone, but he's popping up in the chat on my computer. Who the fuck is this?
He's probably an incognito, but yeah. He's showing up here.
Yeah, he put some weird shit there.
He probably an incognito, and
I'll tell you what's going on.
Don't worry about it. Get rid of it. Don't show it.
Getting blocked. That's what I'm doing.
No, don't block him. Just don't show it.
Don't block him.
He's not a hacker.
He hasn't said anything, has he?
No, he's not.
He just said this. He said,
we can see it. We can see it. Like Laws just highlighted it. We can see it. He's not a hacker. That shit ain't happening on YouTube like y'all think it is. It ain't happen like that. The only way it's happening is your motherfuckers clicking on the wrong links in their email address.
Mike, how the hell is he coming up on my computer? But he's not coming up on my phone.
He's probably an incognito.
I think he's already blocked. I think that's why. Sometimes when it's blocked, only the guy that owns the stream can see it. So he might be blocked now because we can't see it at all.
Yeah, well, Magic Man's just, but I can't see.
Yeah, but Will Magic Man is in the chat.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Mike. I should, if I could see the chat on my computer.
Just see if he's on your block list.
No,
First.
listen. If I can see the chat on my computer, I should be able to see the chat on my phone. This guy's not popping up on my phone.
He's not popping on nobody's shit. He's either blocked or he's in incognito. Not hacking.
Mike, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
Laws,
I'm getting his messages on my live chat on my computer, but it's not coming up on my phone.
Laws,
so how the fuck is he in my live chat?
Laws, me and Pepe just responded to you, and we heard everything you said.
Anyway, fuck him. He's blocked now.
He might be blocked. He might be blocked already.
Right, well, he's definitely blocked now. Not because I don't think he's a troll. I'm just saying I find it fucking weird that I'm getting live comments on my computer, but none on my phone.
Yeah, because if he was a hacker, he'd already be in your shit.
Yeah. Anyway, right. I want to talk some boxing because I'm not going to be on here for much longer. So maybe another half an hour. Because I want to bring Stormy, and Stormy hasn't said anything. I want to say, right, who wins AJ Fury if they do get past one another, which I don't think they. Hollow Man! well, Magic Man's put Hollow Man, meaning the guy in the chat, the Invisible Man.
I remember that movie.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Hollow Man. Oh, Will's funny. Yeah, who wins if they do get past one another? But I think one of them's slipping up. Definitely. There's a banana skin thrown in this. But if they were to meet, who would you go for? I'll pass that around the board. Any of you can lead off.
Yeah, Stormy can say something because he hasn't said nothing in it for a while.
Yeah, go on, Storm.
If they were to fight each other, Fury beats AJ because he's too wily for him. He's got too much going on upstairs. AJ has already proven himself to be mentally, psychologically insufficient. So it's like that fight doesn't come down to styles. It doesn't come down to bravado. It comes down to the character of the men. And it's just like if they were in the street, in the alley, AJ might physically be able to do some things, but Tyson Fury will come out the alley successful because he'll outsmart him.
Right.
And it'll be the same thing in the boxing ring. The one thing about that square place with the ropes is that you can't run away from who you are once you're inside there. There are some questions that he could ask Joshua that haven't been asked of himself, and there has been nothing since Joshua held the titles and regained the title that he has improved to put him on par with certain types of fighters, certain types of styles. He had trouble with Povetkin, who was an advancing aging fighter, and had that been a younger person or whatever, it would have been possibly a lot different. He had trouble with Joseph Parker, and the referee didn't allow Parker to fight the kind of fight that he could have fought to be successful. Just when Carlos Takam was coming on, the referee stops the fight. There are a lot of things that AJ has enjoyed during the success of his career, but not a great deal of it as a fighter progressing. He's had a lot of help.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think AJ wins, and I'm gonna explain why he wins. Because AJ, when he fights against shorter guys, he struggles with them. Carlos Takam was one. Povetkin is shorter than AJ. You go Parker, he's shorter than AJ. Ruiz, but against taller guys, he always has the success. He's got the range. So somebody like Tyson Fury, he's 6'9", and AJ loves to fight against taller guys. I believe Brazil, he was like what 6'9", 6'8". So against the taller guys, he's more successful. Once he hurts somebody, he's more likely to get them out of there. He's got power in his both hands. And I just think, what's going on currently as well, that's going to be in his favor because he's an underdog. I've seen all the polls, Sky, BT, they've done a poll and, overwhelmingly, Tyson Fury, is winning on those polls. Everyone's basically voting for Tyson Fury to win this fight. But I just think AJ is going to have this much more, determination and the confidence of beating Fury. Plus, he's his rival. He's always has been. They've sparred in the past, and apparently, AJ, knocked out or knocked down Fury in the past in the sparring. I know it's only sparring, but I think this means a lot to AJ. So, him being a taller guy, and he can do this herky-jerky movement, whatever he wants to do, Fury. But I think once, AJ hurts him, that's it. And I don't think he can use his weight on him because AJ, he's quite a big guy himself. We've seen him like adjusting his weight. He can go down in weight. He can go up in weight. So, yeah, this is my analyzing anyway.
For me,
Yeah,
I'd say
Go ahead.
yeah. For me, I'll say I'll do it quick. I'll say I'll give it to Fury. Fury's gonna get AJ psychologically outside the ring and inside the ring. That's how he's gonna take him out. We've seen how AJ's like when people get offensive. They start claiming this, saying that. He kind of like shuts down. He goes weird, kind of. So therefore, I see Fury getting him that way.
Yeah. Odd fella, and then I'll say my part.
Indeed, to the brother that spoke before that's picking AJ. Here's where your theory falls apart. You know what I mean? As far as like tall fighters that AJ's fought before, like Brazil. Brazil definitely doesn't have anywhere near the athleticism, the head movement, the footwork, the boxing IQ that Tyson Fury has. Now, a fighter that you failed to bring up that AJ had problems with was Vladimir Klitschko, who was probably the same height, but maybe just a shade bit taller. We're talking about an old Vladimir Klitschko who looked like a newborn fighter. You know what I mean? Fighting in there with AJ. You know what I mean? Don't forget, AJ was on like wobbly legs all throughout the middle rounds. You know what I mean? It took him like 2 rounds to recover. This is an old, you know what I mean, pretty much washed up Klitschko that Tyson Fury already made look like a clown. You know what I mean? Straight up, that fight was boring, but it was a boxing lesson to the, you know what I mean, to the umpteenth degree. You know what I mean? Klitschko was looking silly in there, but in the fight with AJ, it was one of the best versions of Klitschko I ever seen. You know what I mean? And he made a mistake by pulling the foot off the gas. You know what I mean? He should have mashed it down and got rid of him, but he didn't. You know what I mean? 2 rounds later, AJ back in it. But so your opinions about he can handle tall opponents and he's just having problems with short ones. I think it falls to the wayside when it comes to Tyson Fury with his type of boxing ability. You know what I mean? And my pick is definitely Tyson Fury. If there was a fight, you know what I mean? Tyson Fury's outboxing, you know what I mean? Going to a unanimous decision, AJ.
Yeah. Well, me personally, I'm going to go with AJ. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I believe, I was just reading the chat, people saying about Klitschko coming off the sofa and shit like that and stuff like that. But I think what you've got to forget is fighters have moved on since then. That's, in my eyes, I mean, obviously, some fighters don't lose things, lose certain, problems. How can you explain? They don't. they don't lose certain things very easy. But fighters can change very easy. They can do. It all depends on what their ability is. If they're willing to knuckle down and study the game and give everything what they've got. Oh, Salute Watcher, thank you, bro. Yeah, make sure you smash that like button. Even if you don't like it, even a dislike, it don't matter. It's all the same. But if you smash it, yeah, much appreciated. Me personally, I think AJ's come a long, long way since then. But I find him very vulnerable, obviously, around the temple as we all know, because Anthony Ruiz had him skipping and dancing all around the ring. But to me, in the second fight, he proved that, okay, he got on his bike, blah, blah, blah. People want to say that, but he did what he needed to do. He jabbed, he run, he jabbed, he run. But I just, me personally, think something is telling me, just my personal opinion, I could be wrong. I just think AJ's got Tyson Fury's number. I don't think that he would be able to push him around and do. I just think AJ is a physically stronger fighter if he was to tie up than what Tyson Fury is. I mean, I'm reading the chat and people are criticizing AJ and all that. I mean, I'm not an AJ fan. I'm just a boxing fan. But the thing is, we can't forget Otto Wallin versus Tyson Fury, a guy who wasn't even ranked in the top 50, beat fucking Tyson Fury to every punch, had the guy in trouble. Now, if that was over here in the UK, that fight would have been over because of that cut. Was it a backhander off Bob Arum to keep it going? I don't know. But both fighters have got major, well, I wouldn't say major flaws, but both fighters have got flaws. Fury is probably definitely the better boxing brain, and maybe knows his way around the ring better. But me physically, I've got a funny feeling that if AJ was to put it on Tyson Fury like how Otto Wallin did, I think, and don't forget, AJ punches a lot harder than Otto Wallin. I can honestly see AJ knocking Fury out. I can. And don't forget,
it's got power in both hands as well, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Pep. That's what I'm saying.
I could also see Fury knocking out AJ.
No, I don't see that. I don't see that at all. Go on, I'll let you brothers cook, so I'm going to have a quick cigarette.
Okay, listen, I want to say one more thing before someone else speaks, because, I forgot, obviously, I didn't mention it, the art fella, he said that I didn't talk about Klitschko. Like, the Klitschko that AJ fought wasn't the same Klitschko that Fury fought. Like, people want to say, like, Klitschko got schooled by Fury. That was the Klitschko that was a champion. He was, like, arrogant. He hasn't lost for a while, But the Klitschko that AJ faced there, he was hungry. He lost his title. He got embarrassed by Tyson Fury, a fat guy. And he had a lot to prove. And the reason why he fought like that against AJ is because AJ made that happen. He's the one that went, full blown, like, come, let's fight, like, proper slap fist. And that's why the fight went like that. And remember, Klitschko got power as well. That's why, his nickname is Dr. Stonehammer. Okay? Fury, he hasn't got the power of Fury. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of shocked how Wilder was going down. Like, because the punches, I watched that fight time and time again, and I can't believe, when I see the punches that Wilder was going down, especially with body shots, I can't see him hitting AJ with a body shot and AJ going down. No, I don't see that at all.
I mean, Parker got a shot on AJ in the rib, and that guy almost buckled. Remember that one? Parker AJ. Do you remember when he got him in the rib area?
I mean,
but it didn't hurt.
I put it to you like this: it don't matter which version of Klitschko it was. It wasn't too far apart. But I'm gonna tell you this one thing, man. I can give two shits. The fight might motherfucking not even happen. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, the fight is too far away to happen for me to sit up over here and give synapses and shit like that. All I gotta say is this one thing: is Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Then after all the other after that, then we could talk about all these other bullshit ass fights. Because at the end of the day, really to tell you the truth, you know, Tyson Fury versus Wilder, really to tell you the you know what? It's a 50-50 fight. We seen who Tyson Fury had trouble with. We seen who AJ had trouble with. So it's kind of like you just don't know. Sometimes it's just the styles of two people that makes it fucking very interesting. You know what I'm saying?
All fighters get problems. All fighters get problems. You know, you got like Wilder, he had struggles in the past. You see AJ, he got struggles in the past. These fighters, you know, they're not perfect. They have problems. You know what I mean?
Nobody's. I'm not talking about they not perfect and they got problems. I'm just talking about the styles, and with those two styles is just sometimes the styles makes it difficult for one opponent and not difficult for the other opponent. That's what I'm saying. It's called matchups. Sometimes that's what's most difficult aspect of it. That's why, like some people, they break down fights, fantasy fights a certain way, from based off of fighting styles they've seen in the ring, not off of who was hungry when they came in the ring and stuff like that, and what versions that they fought. They actually break down what they've seen because that's the only thing they can go by, because that's really the only thing you can go by. But I'm not, you know, I wait till the fight happens, then I make a prediction.
It's good, but at the end of the day, like I'm seeing Jupiter B in the comment section saying like, if Fury gets the help, he's gonna knock out AJ. Like, yeah, of course he can. Yeah, but listen, at the end of the day, like, of course, yeah, the reason why we're talking about it is because this fight could well happen, you know, or maybe not. Maybe Deontay Wilder is gonna knock out Tyson Fury in one round, and we can get, you know, we might see AJ against Wilder. But either ways, you know, one of these guys are gonna fight each other.
Oh, excuse me.
Yo, who's sleeping? Who's that?
No, that wasn't nobody sleeping. That was the Guinness.
The Birkin, yeah.
Yeah. Man. And I had a nice little porterhouse. But you know, that's just, you know, it's just boxing, man. You know, that's the reason why I don't put too much, you know, I don't put my heart and soul behind fighters, because it's like any other sports, man. People gonna lose, man. People gonna win. But you know, you stick behind the fighter, or you stick behind the fighter per fight and stuff like that. They lose, man. That don't mean you fucking, you know, start denouncing them motherfucking shit like that. You know, you just tell people how it is. I still think the dude is good. I don't think he's good. Whatever the case may be, but you know, you do what you got to do. I'm still walking around here with Deontay Wilder t-shirts on, man. It don't faze me none. I think he's still a good fighter. Whether or not Fury beats him twice or not, he's still a good fighter. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they just got in their mind that these fighters, they got to win all the time and this shit like that. And, you know, if they not on top, they ain't worth nothing. And this, you know, it just, you know, I don't know what people, they expect boxing to be like Love and Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? They expect it to be like you watching cartoons and He-Man is always winning. You know what I'm saying? Even if you lose the next day, he might come back and whoop the dude's ass, be like, well, you know what? I didn't lose that one, but you know, because the fight wasn't over until like 3 episodes later. We were still fighting the whole time. No, you got your ass whooped. But I just don't. That's not how I roll, man.
And yeah, and the thing is as well, like Fury, you know, even though he's announcing this fight with AJ, when he talks about Wilder, like he doesn't sound confident that he's gonna beat him. He'd be like, one minute he's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna beat this Dosser, and the next minute he'd be like, oh, well, he's dangerous, he might knock me out. So I don't think Fury is confident, you know, against Wilder. So I don't know why he's even announcing this fight, like, because AJ, he hasn't announced the fight. You know, it was just Eddie Hearn saying it. You know, it could happen. They haven't signed nothing. You know, the thing is they can shake hands, but as long as there's no contract, it can't happen. So, listen, I still think Wilder is gonna get him out of there. You know, Wilder is gonna win, but anything can happen, man. This is boxing, man. this is not a real fight. It's just boxing. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I don't box, but I still play football. I play defensive back for Tri-City Stampede. I'm gonna tell you this one thing: I don't talk shit. I really don't. But a lot of wide receivers, except for maybe two teams that I went up against, wide receiver was ahead of me the whole game. Didn't talk shit. We had cordial conversations, you know what I'm saying? And that's about it. Shook hands and shit like that, on good plays and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you this one thing: majority of the people that talk shit don't have fucking confidence from the get-go. And then guess what? Just like with boxing, just like when playing defensive back, you might win 3-4 routes, but you might lose a big one, the one that fucking counts. See what I'm saying? And then off of that one, that's how people want to gauge you off of. But people forget that this motherfucker got jammed up all goddamn game, got put on his back, got put on the sideline, wasn't making any blocks, none of that, couldn't do nothing. But you slip up once, and that's what people want to gauge you off of. And it's the same thing as boxing. People want to gauge you off of your last fight all the time, like you ain't worth a damn no more. And 9 times out of 10, the people that do that are these fly-by-night fight fans and these fly-by-night commentators on Showtime, DAZN, and all the rest of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They know what time it was with Deontay Wilder when he walked in the ring. They knew what time it was. They knew there's something wrong with him, but they not going to bring that up. They not going to, you know why they ain't going to bring it up? Because at the end of the day, you could win 30, 35, 40, how many fights in a row, and then you come in this fight looking kind of weird. They're not going to care because this is the big one. They're not going to care. It's not it's not a narrative around it. It's going to suit them to say, nah, that wasn't this and blah, 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 with the whoop. The same thing with David Haye. Nobody going to sit up here and talk about his bicep and his Achilles. They just gave Tony Bellew the fucking win. And they still go up there and prance around that shit. But guess what? Real fighters and real boxing fans know what the deal is.
Listen, yeah, Tyson Fury, yeah, like that fight, yeah, even if you say he didn't have no metal on his, gloves and stuff like that, he was still using dirty tactics. He, one of the knockdowns, it was a trip. He tripped him over. It was like kind of push. He used his weight on him, stuff like that. If Wilder can avoid that, I don't care if Fury got a big, massive metal on his hands. I don't think he can beat Wilder like that.
Well,
it's just, I just think Wilder, he had a lot wrong with him on the night. Do you know what I mean?
So you brought up a good point. You know how many people made videos about Deontay Wilder having vibranium in his hand with all them surgeries that it should be illegal. But that doesn't help him. They wanted to talk about that from versus what Tyson Fury's gloves look like.
Exactly. And that doesn't help him because even if he's got metal hands, even if Wilder got metal hands, yeah, that actually doesn't help Wilder because that hurts him even more. Because
actually, if you had metal in your hand in the right spot, it would help.
So
they keep saying you're not charging again.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like I just think Wilder there was more to it. There's more to it, just shit ain't right. But like I say, this is gonna be Wilder's win. I can just see it because Wilder. Remember, Deontay Wilder, he has improved a lot. Before he used to be a bit wild. He used to knock people out, like wildness. Now, when he fights, he's more accurate. His left jab is good. He knows, and his speed as well. Like that's something you can't watch. Everyone says like, oh, how does he knock people out? Like they say like he hasn't got no skill. This is that. But look, he has got skill because. How does he knock out people with that speed?
I tell you why a lot of that wild shit stopped. It wasn't because of that. Now, if Wilder would have done that in this fight, he probably would have been better off. The reason why he didn't do it because I'm gonna tell you why. I believe the ref told him to knock the shit off before the last 3-4 fights. And the reason why I'm telling it is because a lot of people was out there crying. Even the commentators was out there crying. But they wasn't gonna say nothing about no Tyson Fury hitting the back of the head, hitting people in the back of the head. They ain't talking about people going on there excessively hitting niggas in the nuts or in the back of the head. Some of these fights. Me and Laws watched the fight one time. I forget what fight it was. This nigga was knocking this dude upside the back of his head all night long, and the ref didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
All night fucking long. But I'm gonna tell you this one thing with Deontay Wilder, he's gonna always be under scrutiny with these dudes. You see, we all heard about. Go ahead, Laws.
No, go on, finish up what you were saying.
We all seen it before. We all heard trainers talk to the refs and tell the trainers, or we seen lawsuits where trainers do the same thing. Go up there, it's like, you know, you need to watch this dude. He be hitting the back of the head. He be hitting with the inside of his gloves, blah, 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 whoop, whoop. Guess what Tyson Fury does? Gets up in there inside with the inside of the gloves.
Well, end of the day, right? I see it like this. I mean, there's plenty of Tyson Fury fans in the chat. There's Tyson Fury fans. Well, maybe not on the panel, but there's definitely AJ fans on the panel. There's Deontay Wilder fans in the chat and on the panel. I see it like this. Me personally, just let's make these goddamn fights, man. Let's make them. Boxing's back now.
I got something to say though. The dog's a word guy, man. See, let me say something. My homie. Look, I understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah, he's my mate.
But at the end of the day,
he's a Fury fan.
No, that's the reason why I didn't click on him.
We can all agree to disagree, can't we?
That's the reason why I didn't click on him to hide him. So I already know what the deal is. You know, if you believe all that shit that you saying, guess what? Why are you over here listening? You know why? Because deep down in your fucking dirty ass, dog ass soul, you believe
he's my friend, mate.
You believe that coming up to this next fight is gonna be 50-50. You even shaking in your motherfucking boots.
I believe me personally, like I said to Moggy before, Dogs at War, I said there's a banana skin, man. Someone's one of them fighters ain't gonna meet each other. Trust me. Whether it's AJ getting beat off Pulev, whether it's Tyson Fury getting beat off Wilder, one of them fighters, Tyson Fury, in my eyes, just my personal opinion, I don't believe them two are gonna meet each other. I just got a funny feeling.
I've said about 2 years ago when Wilder and AJ were having contract problems, I was like, if these two don't fight, one of them is going to lose, because I didn't have Fury in my mind because Fury wasn't even there. You know, he was partying, sniffing cocaine and all that sort of stuff, yeah? And all that good shit, yeah? And anyway, so basically, look what happened to AJ last year. He got beaten, like, badly, like, you know what I mean? He got knocked out by Ruiz. And look what happened to Wilder. So now that Fury is in the equation, I think it's Fury's turn.
Exactly, Pat.
It is destiny that he will lose soon. And I think his next opponent, whoever he faces, you know, they're still saying that Wilder is recovering from, his surgery. If Wilder's not available, White, he could face Dillian White. Dillian White might knock him out with his left hook.
Pat,
or Wilder might knock him out.
That's the reason why I said before, bro, about Otto Wallin. People are forgetting about that. Otto Wallin put hands on that guy. He was smashing. I've watched that fight so many times, and I know for a fact, I don't know for a fact, but I'm just saying as a fact, if that was in the UK, that fight, that would have got stopped. There's no way. There's no way that the British Boxing Board of Control would have let that fight continue with that fucking cut. His cut was from there all the way down. So he would have lost that fight. And that was a guy who wasn't even ranked in the top 50.
Fury should have lost 2 times. Fury should have lost 2 times.
What happened to him?
Yeah. Yeah, go on, Loss. Finish off.
No, I was just saying, bro. It can happen to
So basically, all I'm saying is that Fury, like he was supposed to lose, if there was a justice in this world, the fight against Wilder, the first fight, the 12th round, that was a knockout, okay? Jack Reese woke Fury up, okay, and then Otto Warling, the cut that he done to Fury, you know, you're supposed to, you know, stop the fight. It's the rules, okay? So Fury is supposed to have 2 losses on his record, you know, but instead he's only got 1, you know, a draw. So he had a lot of help, and Fury will, you know, it will get this loss. Trust me, he'll get it. Let him stay in the sport, because he's saying, I'm gonna leave, I'm gonna retire, this, that. He always says that. The longer he stays there, trust me, he will lose. I'm telling you.
You've got to lose at some
Fellas,
point.
let me give y'all a little fresh look. Let me give y'all a little fresh look on the perspective here. You know what I mean? This whole, actually, let me ask you this question. Let me ask a question. Could this be this Fury Joshua talk 2-fight deal? Could it be clout? You know what I mean? Could it distraction? You know what I mean? In the sense of we have a Tyson Fury announcing it who wasn't really for the whole Black Lives movement when or you know what I mean, you speak of him talking about Sir Winston Churchill, you know what I mean, and then we have Eddie Hearn, who's trying to speak for AJ, you know what I mean, and trying to apologize and whatnot when AJ ain't trying to apologize, you know what I mean. Is this was this put out there as a distraction tactic? Because it definitely was put out after, you know what I mean, AJ attended the protest and decided to speak, you know what I mean, and keep it 100, you know what I mean. Could this be clout? You know what I mean? I believe it is.
Odd fella. That's a fucking good question, that, bro. That's a very good question.
It could be, because I haven't seen AJ talking about it, and even when the fight was announced, when I seen on AJ's Instagram post, he still had the Black Lives Matter stuff, and he still has it even now, I think. And maybe it could be, you know, some sort of cloud to, you know, get that stuff out of him, so the fans will leave AJ alone. But I think AJ is still persistent on it, and I don't think he's going to listen to Eddie Hearn. You know, he's not apologizing it. He said, you know what? He put the 2 fingers, you know, in their faces. So I think he's standing by it, and I think AJ kind of knows that as well, because he hasn't talked about it. Normally, when there's a fight or if there's kind of deal, you know, AJ normally comes out or he puts it on his post like, yeah, if I win my fight, you know, I'm gonna be facing Fury just to start. But he never said none of that, so it could well be, yeah.
Yeah, right. I want to.
Yeah, I think it's just for lip service.
Yeah,
the Fury versus AJ thing happening.
Right. For the last 25 minutes, I'm going to get Stormy on because Stormy hasn't had anything to say really. I want to skip from them now about all these up and coming heavyweights. Who do you see taking the bull by the horns in the next, say, two or 3 years? Why? And I'll just pass it around the board. But I want to ask Stormy first. Go on, Stormy. Over to you, bro.
Stormy?
He's probably stepped away.
Shall I say who's going to be the next 2 or 3 years, yeah?
Yeah.
2 or 3 years. 2 or 3 years, I think it's still going to be the same. Like, it's still going to be Wilder, Fury, AJ. But in like about 5, 6, 7 years from now, you could see the likes of Hrgovic, Efe Ajagba, Gerard Anderson, Daniel Dubois. It could be any of them, Tony Yoka, you know, or even somebody new, like, you know. But in the next 2, 3 years, even 5 years, I would say, yeah, it's still going to stay the same, yeah. Because maybe Daniel Dubois might get in a mix, maybe, and that's me kind of reaching it. But yeah, it's still going to stay the same.
I don't see what's his name, AJ Fury, being around like within 3, 4. I mean, I can see him 1, 2, 3, but in 4 or 5 years, I don't know. You know, these guys are gonna get up in age. They're not going to be too old, but you know, in boxing years, and you know, you have to consider about the wars they're going to be in. How much is that going to affect them? You know. But I see Dubois too, taking the balls by the horn.
Yeah. Odd fellow, you just laughing at that comment. Well, Magic Man's, but that's a true story. That
Well, what did he say?
What's on? A band
Yeah,
of
facts.
gypsies. Yeah, that is a true story. That tapped into Frank Bruno's water line and stole his water for years and years.
Oh yeah, Bruno confronted them.
Fuck you know. Do you know what makes me laugh over here? The gypsies, man. They have them keys for opening. They pull up the grids and they have the keys for turning the water mains on. Only the fucking council is supposed to have them, or the water board. But it always seems that gypsies have got them keys for turning on the water. I'm only fucking laughing. Me personally, Pep, I'm gonna pull you on the Sirkovic stuff. Salute to you, ABN. I hope you're good, brother. And blessings to you, bro, for your losses. I hope you're good.
Can I just say, I need to see more of Ergovic.
Yeah, well, this is where I'm going to read Jupiter B's comment in a minute. Yeah, salute to you, ABN. Hope you're okay. Pep, what do you? Because I've seen you do a video on this guy. What do you see in this Erkovic, bro? I can't work this out. Because what I've seen of him, I don't rate him, me.
He's like a Klitschko, a little bit more like Vitali, I would say. He's got a good amateur pedigree. He went to the Olympics. I believe he's got a silver medalist in the Rio Olympic. He's got I think gold in European Championships. In the amateurs, he's got a solid amateur degree. Like he's got a good boxing skill. I think he's lacking a little bit power, but other than that, he's a sort of boxer that people would like to see. The hardcore boxing fans. But maybe I could be wrong, but he's definitely gonna be in the mix. Plus, he's 28 years old, so they're gonna try and push him as well. There's even F.A. Ajagba. People don't like F.A. Ajagba, but I honestly think F.A. Ajagba, he's gonna be a force to reckon with because he's 6'6". He's just got like 2 hammers on his hand, and he's got long reach. He's got one of the longest arms in the division. The only guy that got the same size arms is basically Tyson Fury, and he's got maybe he hasn't got a chin, but anybody can go down in the heavyweight division. But one Matt asks, can you get up? And he showed that, in the fight that when he went down, so he's got a heart. So these guys, man, even Tony Yoka, there's good prospect coming up. Even Gerald Anderson, the American, the dream, the real big baby. That's what his nickname in it. So Gerald Anderson, yeah, he's got good output. I know a lot of the American brothers, they don't rate him, but I rate him. I think he's the next big thing in America. He's only 20 years old. He still has to grow. He's not a man yet. So we'll see, man. The future is looking great, man, in the heavyweight division.
Well, this is what I was going to ask you. I'll get over to Mike and Stormy as well. I mean, there's so many in the mix. I mean, obviously, you got the top elite 3, 4, whatever you want to call them. You got Deontay Wilder. In no particular order. You got Wilder, Fury, AJ, even Dillian White. I wouldn't call him the top 3, but he's in between Daniel Dubois and the top 3.
Ruiz as well.
Yeah.
Ruiz, let's not forget Ruiz.
Yeah. I'm just Good point, mate. Yeah, good point. Even Joseph Parker.
Because we forget Ruiz. Joseph Parker, yeah, there's a new Joseph Parker now. He's not how he used to be. He's a little bit better than what we see, because I think he was lacking. Joseph Parker has always been a good fighter, but he's lacking a heart. Now that he's been around Tyson Fury and these other gypsies, maybe we could well see a different.
I've always said that about Joseph Parker. I mean, I know Stormy doesn't think highly of him because I've spoke to Stormy before.
How did that help Hughie Fury?
Yeah.
How did that help Hughie Fury? It ain't help him none hanging around a gypsy because he a gypsy himself. You know what I mean? And he's had the opportunities to get up in there. You know what I mean? He's had some crossroads fights and he's failed them both.
Exactly.
I mean, I think
Exactly. I felt
Parker
that's where
and
I was
Povetkin.
going to go.
But
That's
again,
why,
I mean, but he's a youngin still. What he only 25 though, so he can still.
exactly.
You
I
know,
felt
I mean,
that's
it's
where
still
I
good
was going with it.
experience for him.
I've always,
But go ahead.
just personally, just quickly, I've always thought Josie Parker is a good fighter. He's just lacks heart. I think I think Josie's got good speed. I think Josie Parker can bang. He's got a good chin. He's the man. He was almost should have been something. He's I don't know. He lacks that heart. But me personally, just quickly, I think Virgil Ortiz. What's he put? Virgil Ortiz is gonna be a wrecking machine in Chorley. Yeah, very well could be. Salute Reggie. Salute to you, bro. Me personally, I think what I've seen, I think the one probably not a natural heavyweight, but I think Michael Hunter's gonna upset a few apple carts. I could see him seriously doing some damage.
Yeah. And let's not forget Usyk as well. Like I know a lot of the brothers don't think Usyk is good. I think Usyk, there's a lot to come of him as well. You know, sometimes not even about. Some people say he hasn't got the power, but I actually think he does got the power. He's got the skill. So Usyk is another guy we can't forget. You know, but I think with Parker, you know, the reason why he had this, you know, especially with Dillian White, I think he shouldn't have took that fight. Like Parker, I just believe Parker was too early to be a champion. You know, he's only 25 years old. So sometimes, you know, it's better to be a champion when you're a little bit more mature. And I think this is different type of Parker. You know, the division is looking hot. You know, there's loads of guys. There's even Frank Sanchez, you know, from Cooper. And you know, there's loads. There's a couple of Ukraine guys from Eastern Europe. Like, you know, I forgot their names now. Like I heard there's a guy like he's 7'1" or something. There's people like you know looking to push into the professional.
That's a good fight. That is a good fight. Usyk versus Parker.
Yeah,
I like that GPP. I really like that because I think both of them are good fighters and got fast hands and they know the way around. That's a good fight. That is
similar height as well, aren't they?
Say again, bro.
Similar height as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a fucking good fight. That is.
I favor that fight if they ever fought. Yeah, even though they should fight because you know they both were supposed to fight Derek Chisora. So why don't they fight anyway? So if they did fight in that fight, yeah, I heavily favor Usyk. Usyk is the psycho. You know, he's the guy that has no fear. He's got the skill. I know he's not natural heavyweight, but I just think Usyk as well is, you know, he's a good boxer. Like you have to understand, like these guys, you know, there's a lot of people that we underestimate. You know what I mean? And when he wins, people are gonna feel like, oh, it's an upset. But sometimes it's not an upset. The guy is good, but I don't know if he can challenge the top guys like Wilder, AJ, and Fury. Maybe they're too big, but people like Parker, you know, and Chisora, I think Usyk can beat them. But when it comes to the bigger guys, I think that's when he's gonna struggle.
Yeah, let's Oddfellow. Who do you see as the next up and coming one, bro? And then pass it to Mike, and then hopefully we'll try and get Stormy.
Indeed. I think you said some. Excuse me. You said something about 2 years. So who's ready right now as the next up and comer? I would have to say and agree with some of the other brothers with Filip Hrgović.
Yeah,
the style is reminiscent of Vitaly Klitschko, definitely. I like what I see already. You know what I mean? His resume is definitely it's building up. I think he has stoppages against like Amir Mansour. He quickly stopped Molina on the AJ undercard. So he's knocking off the usual suspects fairly quick. You know what I mean? But he is somewhat advanced in age, 28. So that's why I would say he has the ability to get up in the mix like right now and be a threat. with his style, he does have a lot of experience, and let alone his amateur experience. He was in the semi-pro league, was the World Series of Boxing, where there's a lot of good boxers up in there. He had a winning record, definitely. So he has credible experience in there. So I would have to say Filip Hrgović. Can't forget, you know what I mean, honorable mentions to guys like Tony Yoka, you know what I mean? He was working with Virgil Hill. He has a style, you know what I mean, a nice defensive style. He is 6'7", athletic, you know what I mean, ability to use the whole ring. So he's another guy, you know what I mean, to keep your eye on. And I'm gonna give y'all another one that's probably under your radar, but it shouldn't be for y'all UK for y'all UK brothers. And this is none other than Fabio Wardley, who's now under Matchroom and training with I believe Dillian White. But Fabio Wardley is then to me an enigma in the sense that he's a 6'5", 6'5" heavyweight, but he has excellent upper body movement. You know what I mean?
Is that the guy that trained with Fury? Is that the guy that sparred with Fury before he fought Wilder?
I can't confirm that, but he does frequently train and spar with Dillian White in the dig. So I can't confirm the theory.
I was just looking at what Master Hans put. He did put a good point before about Usyk's worst career. One fight in 19 months against the journeyman. Yeah. Was that Chad Witherspoon's?
Yeah.
Witherspoon's Dublin.
Yeah, Mike, over to you, bro. Who do you see up and coming or to take the bull by the horns in the next year or two?
Ain't nobody taking no bulls by the horns in the next year or two. It's still gonna be Wilder, Fury, and AJ, and then all the rest is in between. Because other than those three dudes, it's gonna be whoever this so-called establishment is gonna make this seem like they the person, but they not the people's choice. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why
you can't say that, Mike. Though.
Yeah, I can, because guess
not
what?
In the next 2 years, bro.
Yeah, the next 2 years it's still gonna be
the next 4 years.
Well, then if you say even if you say the next 4 years, even if you name the names that you guys been talking about, my black African brother, you see what I'm saying? They still gonna have to bypass. They still gonna have to get past those guys.
True.
And I guess what? And I'm gonna tell you this one thing: the last person they want to go against is Deontay Wilder. They rather go against somebody that's gonna sit up in there to try to be some masterful class boxer. That's what they rather go up against somebody that's gonna try to set your ass up and knock your ass out. They don't want to deal with that because that's an anomaly. At least they could prove. At least if they fought.
Daniel's calling that fight, though, isn't he?
Daniel's been calling that fight, but guess what?
Daniel
ain't gonna get it.
I know that, Mike. Daniel Dubois. It's very funny how Fish Eyes is.
He need to ask Massive Warren, and he could go out there to pasture to get out there.
Come on, man. Come on, you can't do him like that, man.
It's just a joke. Damn it, stop. But anyways, when you start thinking about it, it's not going to happen. It's not. That fight is not going to happen. If you look at that, even if you look at when the Joe Joyce and Daniel fight was the first supposed to happen, this fight was already supposed to happen.
I see an upset there anyway with Daniel Dubois.
Am I right? Wasn't it already supposed to happen?
Yeah,
you're right, but the pandemic happened. That's why
no. This was before the pandemic.
He's right, Oddfellow. Before that, they were supposed to fight.
Before that, it was.
Well, you can't blame that on Danny Dubois. You have to blame that on Joe Joyce pulling out.
That was both teams.
I mean, Joe Joyce has steady been trying to pull out of this bitch.
That was both teams.
No, I think he's right, Mike. I think Joe Joyce pulled out because it was either an injury or he went and fought for. He ended up fighting someone else.
He didn't have no injury. He didn't have no injury.
Right, well,
it was both parties. They both agreed on it.
Okay, yeah. Well, let me finish. It was It was after. Who did he fight after the Stavern fight?
Because I'm gonna tell you why it was both parties.
Jennings.
That's the
He
reason
fought
why-
Brian Jennings.
That's the only
For
reason.
more money.
That's the reason why.
He was supposed to fight Daniel Dubois, but he ended up
That's
fighting
the
Brian
reason
Jennings.
why that was the only fight that was actually sanctioned, the fucking and mandated to actually fucking happen. That never happened. That both parties never said nothing.
Yeah.
Nah, man. Joe Joyce was talking that hot shit. Like, yo, why am I stepping back to fight Danny Dubois? You know what I mean? That's why he fought Brian Jennings for more
What
money.
was they supposed to fight for?
It was for the
Commonwealth title.
The Commonwealth, and I think Daniel had just won the European title. Or in fact, that could be a lie. I think Daniel won the European after.
But then you go and fight Nathan Gorman.
Yeah, but Oddfellow was right. They were supposed to fight for the Commonwealth title.
Yeah, I know that. That's the reason why I asked you the question so you can say it. But what I'm saying is that's the reason why you don't see both parties talking about who was ducking who.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Mike, what's turned out funny is Joe actually did win the Commonwealth title, but he gave it up, and then Daniel won the British and the Commonwealth title, and then Joe ended up winning the European title. So when they finally meet, there will be the British, European, and Commonwealth titles on the line.
And they both never say nothing about who ducking who.
Yeah. Well,
and the WBC belt will be on there. You know is it international? The WBC international.
No,
that's going to be on the line as well.
No. You're wrong. Daniel's now got the silver.
Silver. Speaking, yes.
Sorry.
What Dillian White used to have.
So what does Dillian White have now?
No, I don't know.
Mandatory. He's just a mandatory.
No, Dillian White got the interim.
That's right. Yeah, he's right.
They gave him the interim.
They should have gave him nothing.
Yeah, he dropped.
Facts. You know what I mean? Facts. The WBC be corrupt like that. You know what I mean? They threw him a bone. He shouldn't even be in the rankings.
You know,
as far as I'm concerned, you know what I mean? He failed the test. He failed the test, and there wasn't no conclusive. They ain't giving no reason why. You know what I mean? Why they let him back in the rankings, because they took him out at one point.
You absolutely right, because
that's where he got it. That's where he got it from. When Joe Bush beat Lanroy Thompson, that was who Derek James used to train him. It was a famous trainer who used to.
Derek James training who?
Lanroy Thompson. There was he might not be Derek James. There was a famous American trainer who brought Lanroy Thompson over. Lanroy Thompson beat Dave Allen.
Dad.
Yeah, he beat Dave Allen, didn't he?
Yeah, he came from Sean Porter's dad.
I don't remember seeing him.
Kenny Porter. Yeah, you're right, Alex. That's who it was.
Yeah, because I'm going to say, because I don't remember seeing him.
Yeah,
for Leroy Thompson. I was like, do I remember that?
I remember that. Lanroy Thompson is a Jamaican. He's a Jamaican guy, and there was a famous American trainer or someone who was famous American brought him over to fight Dave Allen, and he beat the dog shit out of Dave Allen. And then he fought Joe Joyce, and Joe beat the fuck out of him for the Commonwealth title.
But see, that don't make no sense to me. You beat Dave Allen, but you don't beat Joe Joyce. That don't make no sense.
Because Mike, the blueprint, we do things different, right? I've tried to explain this several times.
No. It's you don't have nothing to explain.
What we do over here, the old school way to winning a world title over here, right? The old school way. I know. Just hear me out. Things have changed since then, but the old school way over here was to win the British title, then win the European title or the Commonwealth title. In fact, I would say win the British title, win the Commonwealth title, win the European title, and then when you've got all three of them belts, then you went for a world title. That's how they used to do years ago over here. But it's all changed now. Them days have gone. The last modern fighter I've ever seen do that was one of the Reese brothers. Was it Gavin Reese? Or not Gavin Reese? What was it? The McDonald brothers. the McDonald brothers. One of them did it. He won the British, European, Commonwealth, and then he won the IBF title. That was the old school way of doing it over here. But yeah, go on, bro.
No, what I was saying was that I was just saying that don't make any sense though. But the reason why I say it don't make any sense though, because he should have took, that was a golden opportunity for him right there. And you saw what Michael Hunter did. He literally tried to seize the moment. He didn't do everything he was supposed to, but Michael Hunter did exceed expectations. He literally did. Like, people thought he took the fight last minute. People thought he was gonna come in there out of shape, gassing, and all that shit. And they thought he was gonna get beat by this old veteran and shit like that. And that's
hey, fuck Parker. Why can't Michael Hunter get the rematch with Usyk?
Exactly.
Huh?
Yeah.
You know what? You know what?
Hunter's gonna upset someone. Trust me.
You know what? That's a good question. And don't ask me. Ask that punk Cincy-fied ass, twinkle-toe ass nigga. Because he like to dance. So he's probably dancing right now around that goddamn question. No, for real, he do like to dance.
You're right, bro. You're right, bro.
They both twinkle toes. They both like ballet dancers and shit like that. They both are. Like on paper. Not for training purposes. Like, that's what they do. They like 2 steps from being a male stripper. But I'm gonna tell you the one thing. I see Usyk get knocked out before Daniel.
Yeah, I do. I see Usyk get knocked out.
I don't think Usyk gonna be able to get that elbow injury right. And as far as his last fight, I hope he comes out here better than his last fight to shake up this heavyweight division.
Shit, we don't want him guys tanking his punches.
Yeah, but I just don't have no faith really in him in the heavyweight division. It's different if he was already in the heavyweight division, but he wasn't. He was in the cruiserweight division, and he was in the cruiserweight division for a fucking reason.
He got dropped, I think, a couple of times in the cruiserweight division as well.
Whether or not he gets dropped or not is not like a conclusive thing. The dude just can't. He's not all that.
Michael Hunter's done much better than him in the heavyweight.
But we can't forget the fact that he did fight in the World Boxing Series. He has fought the likes of guys like Joe Joyce, made Joe Joyce look like Frankenstein. You know what I mean? Totally outboxed him in the fight. He has fought other multiple, you know what I mean, so-called super heavyweights, you know what I mean, in the past. So he does have experience. That's why I give him some type of chance in the heavyweight division, because it's not just a natural cruiserweight just coming up. He does have like experience in that semi-pro league that does have some talent in it.
Yeah, and you have to remember as well, cruiserweight is kind of like, it's like a heavyweight anyway, to be honest. Like, like most people that are in cruiserweight division, normally they go to the heavyweight division anyway. So
yeah, because
I don't know why we make it a big deal anyway. Because when you look at Deontay Wilder can easily be a cruiserweight because his weight is not that much difference, compared to the, the cruiserweight. So yeah, cruiserweight and heavyweight, I think they're the same. When Wilder fought, when Wilder fought
heavyweight and super heavyweight.
Yeah, so when Wilder fought Fury, he was like nearly 50 pounds more than Wilder. So look,
tough Stormy.
It's not a lot, really, isn't it?
Right, brothers. I'm gonna get up out of here because I've got to go, man. It's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning over here.
Yeah,
and I've got I'm gonna watch a film my little lad wants to watch.
Nah, Lars, you ain't going nowhere. You're gonna stand here till we done. Me, Peppy, iFell, and Alex, we ain't done talking, man. You're gonna stand here till we done.
Take it over to your channel, bro. I've had a good conversation, bros, and I can't even get my words out because I'm not tired. But yeah, it's been a good conversation. Yeah, peace to you, Master Hands. Peace to everyone in the chat who come through showing love. Mike, always a pleasure. You know that.
You know.
Alex, always a pleasure. Pat, you too, bro. Oddfellow, great to have you on board and always a pleasure. I just wish, I feel sorry for Stormy. Stormy didn't have a chance to say anything, but he'll be back, man. We'll get the OG on and we'll get his thoughts on it. But right, I'm up out of here, everyone. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend.
Happy Oddfellow and Laws. See you guys soon.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you to the panel.
Respect.
Yeah, respect to
Indeed,
you.
you know what I mean? All y'all.
Respect to all of you guys.
Have a great
Peace, guys.
Alex, Loss, you know what I mean? Salute, LDBC. Y'all know what it is.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Salute,
sir.
fam. Salute, fam.
Peace.
Peace.